We made sure we included all the musicians on the stage with this slide. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So we talked a bit about forgiveness last week, and if you'll remember, I spoke about that special prayer, the Ho'oponopono prayer, that's known from ancient Hawaiian traditions, and it's something like, I'm sorry, and it can be in any order that you like. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And it's along the lines of you're just feeling and experiencing what you would like for this person to feel. And you can do it for yourself if you're in need of forgiveness, and you can make a list of the people you would like to forgive you. You can also do it if someone who has passed on to another dimension, and you feel that you're not able to speak to them. And I told our study group yesterday that meet on Saturday morning, I said, I guarantee you that you will, if you have someone you wish there was something you had said while they were alive, and you have all this regret and guilt and whatever these leftover negative feelings that you would like to resolve, try this practice, and I'm pretty sure it will work for you too. If you will continue to do it, I believe that the issues will be resolved, and before long you will hear a voice. You may not hear a voice, but you'll feel a message from that person that has passed on. You'll feel it, and you may even hear a voice too. You may hear a voice speaking to you. You notice my husband is home, and people were thinking he was going to be gone another week, but he just couldn't stay gone. He needed to come home and check on his garden. We have the strangest relationship. He's home. He's headed out to his garden. I think it was Tuesday morning, and I was headed out to go for my walk, and I like to go early. And I ran back in the house, and I grabbed I've got a big gold gaudy ring that I put on my ring finger that no one could possibly miss it if they were looking. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm going to go get my ring and put it on." I said, just in case some old geezer thinks that I'm out trolling when I go for my morning walk, because I go everywhere. I just go down to the fishing pier and the harbor and everywhere, and there are a lot of old fishermen out there. Just in case anybody thinks I'm trolling for another man, forget it. He just laughed real big. He said, "I know, you barely keep the one you have. You want to throw him out." Oh, I think he said throw him back in, I think is what he said. Exactly, but anyway, and he knows for a fact I can take care of myself, because I've got that ability to, you know how you roll those eyes, you roll the eyes when you got to be kidding. And right away you can give someone a message of whether they're welcome or not. But I'm going to get back on topic now. I just wanted to give you something to laugh about. Ernest Hemingway wrote a touching story called The Capital of the World. In it, he tells about a Spanish father who missed his son so much. And the boy's name was Paco. And he wrote a sign, and it said that, he said, "Paco, meet me at the Hotel Montana at noon on Tuesday. All is forgiven. Love, Papa." And so on Tuesday at noon, the father goes to the Hotel Montana, and there are 800 boys. Remember, that's a pretty common name in Spain, is Paco. 800 boys there at the square, wanting to see their Papa, wanting to see that they've forgiven been forgiven. Forgiveness is so important, isn't it? It's so important in all of our lives, forgiving ourselves and knowing that others have forgiven us is so important. And you'll notice he didn't say, I'll forgive you if, I'll forgive you when. He said, all is forgiven. All is forgiven. And that's the hard part, unattaching those strings, isn't it? When we say no strings attached, a lot of times there are. And we don't know how to get rid of those strings, do we? No strings attached. To forgive. I was listening to the song that the musicians were performing earlier. Just so, oh, what a sacred experience in itself. Holy Mother. Holy Mother. Oh, my goodness. What an experience to have. It's the emotion set to music. Eric Clapton, if my memory serves me right, wrote that song years after. It wasn't when his little boy died. His little boy, who was 4 years old, died when he was with his mother and had gone up into a high-rise apartment, and someone that would clean the windows left the window open, and the 4-year-old child fell out. And for a decade following that, Eric Clapton said he just got further and further into the depths of pain and sorrow and guilt and shame and every other thing that you can imagine, along with the drug abuse and the alcohol abuse. And his life was just down in the pits. And he didn't know what else to do. He said he saw a production of, I believe it was Purple Rain, by Prince. Changed his life. He came home and he wrote that song, and he turned his life around. He saw that his wallowing in unforgiveness and guilt and grief was not helping anybody. Certainly not him, and certainly not his son. He recognized that from the ethers was observing his father and hoping that he would do something with his life rather than wallow in guilt and shame. Just such a touching reminder. I just love that song, and thank you for that. That was an experience in itself. Yes, Charles?
His resolution that period was Tears of Heaven.
Yeah, Tears in Heaven. That's what he wrote when the little boy died. Yes. It was what a life he has lived. But unattaching those strings, we understand that the origin of the expression "no strings attached" may go back to ancient times when documents were written on parchment that were rolled up and secured with a string. The Babylonian Talmud tells of a man who gives his wife a bill of divorce on such a parchment, but holds onto the string so that he can snatch it back. Strings attached. So it was null and void. It was a sham. It was not valid because he wanted to snatch it back at any time. So anytime you're giving forgiveness and there's strings attached, remember that. It's not valid. And there's another unknown author. She beautifully portrays the possibilities of no strings attached love. Her teenage daughter, as she grew older, just became more and more difficult. Everything in her life became a challenge. She felt like, the mother felt like she couldn't control her. So one night she gets a call to come get her daughter. She's been arrested for drunk driving. So you can imagine what the daughter expects when she gets up the next day, right? She surely didn't expect to receive forgiveness from her mother, but her mother gave her a little gift. It was beautifully wrapped, and she unwraps it, and it's a rock. And so then she says, "What is this? It's cute," the daughter says, and the mom says, "Read the card." So her daughter reads the card, and it says these words: "This rock is more than 200 billion years old. That is how long it will take before I give up on you." Now that's love, isn't it? That's what true love is. No strings attached. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. Whatever words it takes to come back to a place of forgiving yourself for another. That's how we become who we're meant to be in this world. I have another story to tell you this morning, too, and then I'll be just about finished. There's a story told of a man who has a near-death experience, and he goes to the pearly gates. And when he's there, he meets a vision of God that he didn't expect. It's actually a divine mother and a beautiful, loving, loving energy. And the man says, "You know, I've lived my life very selfishly. I can't forgive myself. And I know that my children and my wife can't forgive me and other family members because I was selfish. I drank. I spent all of our money. I did a lot of things I'm ashamed of. I have so much deep shame. And I don't know how to rid myself of it." And the Divine Mother says, "All is forgiven, son. Go back home." He says, "What do you mean all is forgiven? I can't possibly forgive myself, and I know the others can't forgive me." And so the Divine says, "Go home. All is forgiven. All you can do is confess, admit your mistake, and that's huge. And then if the others choose to forgive you, remember that's their choice, and you allow them to have that. But that's their choice, and your choice is that you want to go on and live a good life." And then the Divine asks him, "Would you do the same thing that you did before? Would you do those again today, knowing what you know now and what you believe now?" He said, "No, of course not." Then she says again, "Then all's forgiven. Go back home. Make amends if you're able. Be a light into the lives of others that will allow you in. All is forgiven and all is well." And it seems that I had a few words here to say, too, about confession. Let me find my note. Confession, I read, is, as they say, good for the heart. I read a story, and it came from a book, Opening Up, by James Pennebaker, The Healing Power of Expressing Emotions. And he studied the health benefits of confession. And it seems that confession actually can help people heal. And there's stories of the guilty, the criminally guilty, who have gone into a lie detector test and actually confessed and said that it was such a relief at that time that they felt a huge healing over their lives, no matter where they were going to spend the next few years. That the prison walls that they had built up with their own lies were keeping them in a sort of torture-bound prison, and they would rather confess and be free. Isn't that amazing? And there's stories of some that they were so appreciated, the lie detector technicians, that they sent them birthday cards. They sent them thank you cards, Christmas cards from then on. Is that amazing? That they allowed them to confess and become free. Forgiveness is huge. And it seems that when we bury deep, what we bury deep does not quietly go away. Doesn't quietly go away. Like a nasty parasite, it eats us up from the inside. Our secrets become our sickness, and we won't recover until what we concealed is finally revealed. Amazing, huh? Amazing. Now, we don't have to confess to the world. We don't have to take out an ad in the Wall Street Journal. We don't even have to go out and stand on the street corner advertising all that. But I would recommend for your own spiritual and physical well-being and emotional well-being that you come to terms with anything that has lain hidden for all these years. Bring it out. Write it down, just like I encouraged you to do last week. Write it down. As Tammy says, there is magic in writing something down. I know that's a habit that Christy has too, writing something down, writing it down. It can help set you free, just that action of journaling and writing it down. And then write it down, admit it, confess to it. If you need to make amends, say I'm sorry. Use that other prayer that I gave you and set yourself free. You'll be amazed at the difference it will make. Now, I'm so grateful that each and every one of you are here today. I'm so glad that you're here at Unity of Gulfport. I'm just amazed at what happens when we set our intention to improve our lives, when we want to better the world, and just miracles happen all over the place. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in my life. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you.